Paul, I want to start by asking you about Nathaniel Mendez-Lang. He's the stir that stirs the drink at the moment for you. He's been fantastic. 5 goals in 6 games and assists as well. Just give us a few words on him.
Yeah, he's doing okay, isn't he? I mean, I think I said in my last week's press or the week before that he's in sort of the best vein I've seen since he's been here, since I've been here, sorry. And he's just, on his day, he's probably the most destructive attacking player in the league. I mean that in the nicest way, as in like he causes problems to back lines, he's quick, he's powerful, which is difficult to coach against because, you know, sometimes it comes down to raw ability or raw speed. And if he stands you up, you're in trouble. He has created plenty of chances, in fairness, we've missed a few, but he has added goals to his game. So he can play in numerous positions, can play as a 10 on either side or even as a 9. So, yeah, he's a massive force for us. Takes his football seriously, does everything right to get himself in the best physical shape. Historically, we have possibly struggled with him to go back to back to back because of the outlay that the high-speed players do. It's a different sort of drain on your system. There's a different sort of recovery to get yourself back into a position. But he's in amazing health, and long may that continue. But he's definitely, you know, if the team plays well, 90% of the time it's because Nat's played well, because he is that, probably, teaspoon of sugar in your tea, I suppose. I mean, I wouldn't take it, obviously. I'd go sugarless, but he is that diamond in the pack, I think.
Have you done, or has he done anything differently over the last few weeks?
We've sort of slowly migrated his defensive duties away from him. That's the honest truth. It's not a gamble, but it's a risk and reward. Like, we're allowing him to, play that role, play that position. Doesn't have to do as much defensively, although we might be more vulnerable. We're more then aggressive when we get the ball back, and the more nitro we can keep in his legs, the more powerful he can be when he gets it. That's the honest truth. And we've tried to, we often pick a team thinking, right, well, he's definitely in it. Where can we get him the ball? Where do we see their weaknesses? There's definitely an element to that. So I think, we've slowly taken a little bit off him there. Tried to, we haven't trained him any differently. We are monitoring, we scrutinise their distances all the time. We've probably come off the lads a little bit in training, which isn't normally something that I would advocate. But so maybe he's just got more energy come match days. But all that aside, it's him. It's got nothing to do with us. It's Nat. Nat's the one who controls his body. Nat's the one who thinks positively. Nat's the one who gets at people, drives at people. Nat's the one who believes he can shoot from 30 yards. So sometimes you can look at systems or coaching strategies or sleep or anything, but the most important thing is what the player thinks. And if the player thinks he's a good player, which he should, then the player normally is. So I think psychologically Nat's in a really good place, and hence why he's normally the ball the lads are trying to play.
You've won 3 in a row in the league, 4 out of 5. You're 4th in the form table if you look at either the last 6 or the last 10 games. But I get the sense from you that you feel there is a lot more to come from this group. Is that a fair assessment of your opinion?
Yeah, I think there is. I hope there is. I see it, on a daily basis, how they train and how they play. I am also more than respectful of the league. I know how difficult it is. I think this league is not, the best teams aren't probably as good as they've been in recent years, and I include us as one of them. However, the mid-12, virtually everyone's virtually all the same. So, Blackpool had a really good win at the weekend. I think they're on joint points with us. Lincoln are a really good team. Peterborough kicked on from last year. Bolton had kicked on from last year a little bit as well. Oxford are good. So there's loads of decent performing teams. I don't think there's any outright, wow, don't play that team, excuse me, amazing. So even though we lost to Oxford and Portsmouth, I didn't think we got annihilated in either game. So I'm not like laying in bed at night thinking, oh no, we can't compete with them. And even against Bolton, I thought we were really good. So it's not that much. I just think that we just aren't as polished as I would like. That's possibly my fairest assumption. We've been a bit unfortunate with a couple of injuries. You know, it's been frustrating for us and for him, for JJ. We really wanted him to play a big part for us in the half of the season. Like, we're losing Tomo, losing Runes for long periods. That's been a bit frustrating, but we have got a good group together now. And apart from, I think it was the Stevenage game we lost, apart from, you know, conceding 2 30-yard free kicks, we've been okay without being amazing. And I don't expect, and I can't speak for the fan base here because they might expect different to what I expect. I can't expect us to dominate the ball for 90% every game and absolutely annihilate teams, because no football league is like that. And this one certainly isn't, because teams are coming after you all the time. It's a physical league and you have to stand up to the physicality. So I feel like we're moving in the right direction, but as always, because all managers want utopia, maybe not as quick as I would like, but there has been some really good shoots of optimism. There's been, like, I was pleased with Saturday how, you know, games like that you could easily lose, but I thought the game changes came on and had a really positive effect, and I think our home form has been really good. So there are some, there's some really positive things I like to see with the group. I feel like the group's a bit closer than it was possibly 3 or 4 months ago. I can see they see the necessity of everything, but yeah, I always want more. I always want, like, you know, as every coach does, you don't want to concede off a set piece. You want to be powerful on your own set pieces. You want to be really positive on the ball. You don't want to go backwards with the ball if you can play someone in forward. So I feel like we are in a good place, but as always, I'd like to be in an amazing place.
Back in action Tuesday night away at Port Vale, the scene of, I think you've said, your favourite Derby County game so far last season? Yeah,
I loved it. I loved it because it sort of sums up your life, doesn't it? You have brilliant times in your life. Everyone has sadness in their life, frustration in their life, maybe anger in their life, and that football game sort of summed up life in a very small moment. It was frustrating, it was agonising, it was exciting, and then it was mesmeric. So at the end, it was just something that I'll never forget. So and the fact that all our fans were behind the goal, and even when I watched it back, and I'm not trying to be too nice to you, but even with your commentary, everything was just like, excuse me, pretty amazing. So that's be something I'll always remember. But you always just think about the next game. So, for example, Port Vale haven't won in 9 games in the league. However, they've won like 3 cup games in that, and they outplayed Shrewsbury at the weekend. 20-odd attempts, 70-odd% possession. They were the better team, but didn't win. So I know how difficult that game will be tomorrow night. So we're going to have to be at our best, and we're going to probably have to be better than we were last year to win. So hopefully it can be a night where we can enjoy, and you know, if we get a positive result, I think 4 of the top 6 are playing each other, so it could be, you know, a good way to grab some points back on them ones above us. But we're going to have to be really good. We're going to have to be really good at the basics, because without the tackling, without the pressing, without the defensive strengths to our team, it doesn't give you a platform to win a game. And I think, and I openly said it, you know, against Stevenage, against Shrewsbury, we just weren't competitive enough to win a game away from home, and we're going to have to be, because Port Vale definitely ask a lot of questions of you. Play out, make the pitch big, and the pitch is big at Port Vale anyway, but they ask a lot of you. You know, I said already, the 2 midfielders I saw them play for England under 20s the other week are both really mobile, can get at you, got experience up top. So it's going to be a really tough game, but one that we want to go and try and compete at a level to bring something back.